tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove. Synchronised Slurp now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Talking gold and silver and crypto too. With Joe and the gang, it's what we do.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. We're stacking sats, we're stacking gold. In the world of finance, real gold. Every sip, every chart, we're on our way to financial freedom, come what may.
So grab that tasty beverage, let's get in the groove. Synchronized Slurp now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
It is an Ask Me Anything today about gold and silver related stuff. If you're a newbie, if you're not a newbie, you have any of those how to buy, where to buy, kind of the back to basics. Also, I'll answer a bunch of the not so basic questions if I can answer those too. You are watching live on X and on YouTube right now. We'll also talk Bitcoin and crypto and all that other stuff too. Welcome to everyone watching from everywhere around the world. As I said, live on X and on YouTube. If you're watching us on the replay, look, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, man, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. But in the first 1 minute of the show, roughly, we do what I call the Synchronised Slurp. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, whatever you're drinking, that's okay. Alcoholic, I don't know, it depends where you are in the world. It is poison technically, a little bit of poison's okay. But whatever you're drinking, I want you to slurp it with me. Audibly, you must do it audibly. It is the honor system. I'll know. We'll all know if you don't slurp it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, Joe Main, been a precious metal stacker since 2010. Gold and silver mainly. Been a crypto stacker since 2013. I've worked in the retail bullion industry, so gold and silver dealers. Over 3 major bullion dealers in Australia over the last 11 years. Now I do this week daily live show talking to my wonderful GMS Good Morning Stackers family. Hit the subscribe button, follow me. What's coming up tomorrow? You're going to be really interested in this, people. I am incredibly excited. Let me just share the screen quickly. Give you a quick little plug for tomorrow, then we'll get into today's stuff. Get your questions in as well. But tomorrow, I will be chatting with ASX Trader. Huge fan of ASX Trader. Will be joining me on the show tomorrow. This is the live link, so you can go to my YouTube channel, or you can wait on X. Go to the YouTube channel, find the live link, and it's already set up, ready to go for tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. ASX Trader will be joining me for the entire show. As far as I'm aware, we'll be talking silver, gold, crypto, lots of charting, question and answers. It's going to be so much fun. Incredibly excited to have ASX Trader on the show tomorrow, Thursday. Of course, let me go back. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, best bullion dealer in all of Australia. Wealthstack, wealthstack.com, an amazing unallocated gold program. You may hear a little bit more about those people a little bit later on. But of course, get your questions in now. Ask me anything about gold and silver stacking, the small stuff, the big stuff, whatever it is. I've got a chair in the background here. Well, there we go. That's not good from there. We go. Get the thing better, Joe. But of course, we've got to say hello to the Good Morning Stackers GMS family. So let's do the shout outs. Lance, Yep, I'm going to say that is what Lance does. Lance is a new father. He's not. Lance isn't just. He is a new father, brand new father for the first time. So this could just be like because he's so tired. What he actually does is he puts "good morning" in a different language every single time he's on the show, and I'm going to say that's some kind of Nordic thing. That's all I'm going to say. Nordic region. I can't guess. Lance says, "How those prices are? How are those?" How's those prices of Easter egg prices? Also got eggs, you mean in general? Also, got a renewal notice for Adobe for your photography plan, an increase of 90%. Oh, an increase of 90% inflation under control. They increased it by 90%. Adobe went, I'm going to jack up the price 90%. That's screwed up. Sorry, man. Morning Joe, says Jason Ashworth. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. GMS, the Don is here. Hello, my friend. Yeah, don't worry. Inflation is under control now. Yeah. Inflation to get under control takes a long, long time. Hey, may it never happen. But that's why we buy gold and silver as well. Sino's Fishing Adventures. Good on you, mate. Good to see you on the show. First time caller, long time listener. Good morning, he says. Great to see you. GMS inflation at 3%, Lance. What are you talking about? Ha, ha, ha. Let's see. So keen for the chat. Yeah, me too. Van Look, GMS, she says, fantastic. That one is, it's Tamil. Thank you. I appreciate that. Completely off on the whole Nordic thing. It would have sounded more like Huda Flugerbruggen. Anyone know that reference? Huda Flugerbruggen. I'm that old. Let's see. Let's go to and get your questions in. If you're watching right now live on X or on YouTube, if you have any questions for a long-term gold and silver dealer, I even ran my own bullion dealership at one point as well. Get your questions in right now. And welcome to anyone watching from the Savvy Investor Forum, and of course everyone watching from the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum and everywhere around the world. Let me share the screen. We'll talk about gold and then all that kind of stuff too. Share the screen. That's RSR. We won't talk about RSR. Let me go to that and that. Well, first let's take a look at gold. What's that done overnight? But really, very quickly, I would love you please to subscribe to me on X. Okay, x.com/it's Joe Main. Very cool. No apostrophe, obviously. It's Joe Main. Follow me there. You get the live show on there. You can't take part in the live chat. If you want to take part in the live chat, go to my X bio, click on the YouTube link, and then you'll see the live chat, right? You can chat with everyone here, but you get way more than just the daily live show. Lots of posting every single day about all kinds of awesome stuff. But let's share the screen. This is gold on the daily time frame price in US dollars, 2,897. So a bit of a spike. Hey, guess what? Just another brand new all-time high for gold in US dollars, which would be the same for Australian dollars as well. 2,900, and technically on this little thing here, we got 2,942. 42 is the answer. But what is the question? So looking good. As I have been saying though, look, it's just starting to get into peaky territory again. Doesn't mean we're there, can sail through another few $100 or whatever. It certainly can, but we're just rocketing onwards and upwards. Obviously, market goes up and down. We'll have a bit of a peak somewhere and then come back down. As we talked about yesterday, it's the big peak, the big short-term peak. Let me say that again. The large short-term peak will probably come around about the same time that the stock market is having a bit of a dip. Gold is outperforming. When gold really outperforms the stock market, we have the capital rotation event, which takes the gold to S&P 500 ratio above that 0.5 level, above the halfway mark. Okay, and we're really close to it, but we're not there yet. So gold's still got a bit of ways to go. It's only, and I did share this chart, this sort of longer term chart on the Savvy Investors Forum earlier this morning, not that long ago, of gold. And you can see where we are. I mean, it's looking very, very good. 1980, 2011, broke the mother of all trend lines, looking fantastic. Okay. This kind of general area-ish is probably an area to look for, your 32, 3,300, maybe more. But before we have a retest, and we will. Okay. Very likely we do something like that, where we go shunk, shunk, ignore the time frame, ignore the price. Okay. Just something like that is most likely. Some people might suggest that we had the retest already. I would not call that. That was a failure to hold and then a breakdown back below the trend line. I think that would be due for probably another one. Okay, a real solid retest of that. And as we've been saying for a long time, you have a solid retest and then a bounce off. Oh, that is just so good for gold in the next 5-10 years. It already is good. It's looking great. We're above there. No signs of really tanking below it at this stage. Tariffs and all that stuff. Gold's just, in its time in the sun again. It seems, particularly in relation to the stock market. Stock market, I won't show you that at the moment. We will be talking to ASX Trader tomorrow. We will be talking about the market, the whole market, the dips, the this, the that's, the other. So make sure you check that out tomorrow. But yeah, that's where we are. So look, great to see a new all-time high in gold and rocketing up at the moment. Price goes up and down, as you know, so don't sweat the small stuff. And dollar cost average is probably your best way to go. Again, get your questions in for me right now. If you are a newbie to buying gold and silver, you've never bought before, happy to answer any questions. And if you pop in the chat, other people will answer the questions probably for me at the same time. I'll make sure I read out all those comments. That is gold. We're just going to whip through this stuff today because not a lot to share. Hey, new all-time high in gold. It's meh, whatever. All-time high in gold. Is that all? Here is silver, okay? As I posted on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum this morning about silver, still just flirting with, teasing us with $32.50. Haven't broken out of it yet. Nothing to say we're definitely heading down or definitely heading up, okay? I think we're in the upward direction. Just need to do that. That's all. As we've said, that's really all I need to say for silver, unless I'll come back to silver if we have a bunch of questions about silver, okay? As in terms of gold and silver in the long term, very quickly for anyone watching who's new to gold and silver, silver is in the world's largest cup and handle formation, basically this thing right here, 1980, 2011, the double top. Whenever that hits again, which it will, triple tops aren't a thing. It might have a little bit of a dip, sort of test that area there, but it will very quickly break through and then we'll be in all-time high territory. The first time it would have broken $50 since it has never done it. Brent's never broken $50. It's actually technically never broken $50 because technically in 1980 we got to $48. And here in 2011, we got to $49.80 on this particular, whatever this, the CFD is on silver. Maybe technically it broke it on, say, the Kitco chart or the goldprice.org chart. I don't know, but it really hasn't cleared 50, okay? It will be doing that eventually. And then we'll be in discovery for silver. And just for the newbies to silver, triple digit silver, no problem. $100 silver, easy. A tripling from here in silver, no problem over the next 5-10 years. And as I've been talking about, the sort of higher targets in your multiple hundreds for silver with a maybe, just in case, a maybe one of around about $730. Don't totally quote me on that. That's just based on if this cup and handle formation plays out to its entirety where it matches the distance between here is the distance it goes after breaking out. Okay, that's around about $730. I'm not telling you it's going to 730, just relax. But there is a case to be made for it, okay? There's some extenuating circumstances that would have to take it there, but yeah, it's doable. But yeah, triple digit silver, no problem. But yeah, just got to get over that $32.50 hurdle, and then we'll be rocketing onwards and upwards to the previous all-time high. Man, we're going to have there's probably so many price level parties that we're going to have this year and next year and the next few years on the Good Morning Stackers show. When we break $50 for the first time, we'll have a party. Might even do a silver giveaway there. Ooh, have I just put myself in the thing? Maybe a silver giveaway at $50+. It's got to be $50+ on this thing, all right? We start breaking through here. Maybe we'll call it $55 US dollars, something like that. We might do one at a $100 Australian silver. We'll definitely do one at triple digit US dollar silver. Anyway, silver's looking great. Cool. Just got to get over that $32.50 hurdle. Cool. Platinum, the unsung or the under talked about, the one that not a lot of people talk about, which means eventually it probably has a nice decent move. Let me get rid of all that. A nice decent move versus gold and silver. Platinum still just trying to get out of this symmetrical triangle pattern right here. Other people might have these drawn in differently. Of course, when ASX Trader joins us tomorrow, I'm going to be going, it's basically me going to be going, not the whole show, but I'll be going, am I doing okay? I'm looking for like total validation. Just to see, Fibonacci levels and support and resistance and all that. Am I on the right track? Sometimes I think I am, but I'll have a much better person than me, pro-wise, TA-wise, giving me some advice too. And they'll give you some advice too. Let's see. So anyway, what am I saying? Sorry, I just got lost there. Platinum is creeping up against the top edge there. Okay, we're flirting with it. Failure. How's this, right? Failure. Spikes. What do we say about spikes? Spikes mean SHIT. Spike above, failure to close. Spike above, failure to close. Spike above, failure to close. Spike above, failure to close above. Okay, but we're just flirting with the top end, and we just need to see that break. Obviously, do that, and then onwards and upwards to the cautiously excited zone, which this will be. This is my cautiously excited range. I'll be cautiously excited. Get above here, I'll be excited for platinum, and then the final hurdle, $1,115. And that's probably butting up somewhere against this massive downtrend line as well. That is the big one that goes back all the way to 2008. Cool. Start creeping above roughly here, this confluence. I'll remind myself, I'm going to ask ASX Trader tomorrow for platinum. Is this where the change of market structure would occur? I believe that to be the case. I think that's the most likely one, but I'd like some validation from ASX Trader. Is that the change of market structure where that goes, yep, we break above there and then it's just go time? Maybe he might say, no, it's not until here. I think it's there at that 1,115 level. Let's find out tomorrow, shall we? That's my opinion. And it's just in no man's land at the moment, platinum is, but just butting up against that resistance level. So far, so good. It's in my cautiously optimistic zone. At the moment, gold to silver ratio is, okay, gold is outperforming silver still. Okay, I'll get rid of all that flotsam and jetsam. You can see very clearly in an uptrend. So as this is going up, gold's outperforming silver. Both can be going up in dollar price or down in dollar price. It's just one is doing better than the other. So let's see. Let's zoom it out a little. Let's look on the 6 monthly time frame. Okay, that's the 6 monthly. It's an interesting little spike there. We opened the first 6 monthly time frame, this one starting in January. Obviously, we went down, and now it looks like it might be picking up again. So as you can see on the gold to silver ratio, the sort of normal range, and I won't draw it all in here, but you can see it's from about there. That's the old school normal range. So the old normal range was from around about 80 down to about 40, something like that. The new, more normal range now is at around about sort of 90 to 70, roughly. It's kind of here. So after that breakout to 125 to 1, it's kind of settled down in this area here. What do you notice? It's kind of, settled down around this kind of 70, 75 kind of level, which is, you break out and find some support. So has been acting as a decent support. Obviously, after that breakout, he had a big move to in the opposite direction. But it is setting up for gold to maybe continue to outperform silver for a little bit. Watch out. I would watch out for the sort of 100 area right there. You can see pretty clearly might be an area of resistance. What you want to see, if you want silver to completely strip gold, you want to see this go down eventually. I'll pop this on very quickly. That's not going to happen properly until we break down through, I think it was 80.5, something like that. Let me go down to the monthly time frame. Yeah, it doesn't do it until, for me, the change of market structure for me with the gold to silver ratio is below here at 80.5. So let me show on the weekly. I know this is a little bit detailed here. Do it for me when it breaks here. So that's at 80.5. Below here confirms long-term long-term silver dominance. There we go. We're not there yet. Okay, it's very much in gold's favor, but that's okay. Silver's time will come. Australian dollar to US dollar, not a lot to say in the current little potential upward movement. Yeah, but still overall in a big bear market. Okay, big bear. So this just could be a little bit of a relief before we potentially head down further. You never know, but that's all I have to say about that. Cool. Let's do... Yeah, that's it. Let's see if I have any questions. If I do, fantastic. If I don't, no problem. Let's go back to... See if I have any questions and any Ask Me Anything stuff. Let me get rid of that. Let's see. Any questions and comments about all that sort of thing. And then we'll get to Bitcoin and crypto talk, and I think we'll probably end it. Might be a quicker one today. Jason Rosana says, hey, GMS champs. Good one to see, my friend. Great. 85 Myan. Great to see you on the channel. Thank you so much. Did you find me from the Savvy Investors Forum? Good morning, Joe. A question. Do all bullions come with some sort of certificates? Whether the answer is no, they don't. There's only a select few brands of bullion that actually come with certificates of authenticity, because really, they're nice to have. It's a little extra, like, yeah, cool. But I'll tell you from two different perspectives, okay? From a bullion dealer's perspective, if you're selling back silver or gold or whatever to a bullion dealer, if you bring in your certificate and say, here's my bar and here's my certificate, we don't care about the certificates whatsoever. Why? Well, because we're going to test the metal. It's all about the metal's weight and its purity, and does it have, is it bullion? So does it have a stamp of weight and purity on it, a logo of some kind? We'll test it anyway. Well, if any bullion dealer, worth their salt has good testing equipment, whether that be an XRF machine, which is a radiation gun thing, literally penetrating microns into the metal, but analyzing the metal, and you're looking for 99.99% pure silver or gold or whatever it is. So we'll test it. We don't care about certificates. We would literally, if we buy that back from you, and if it's a nice looking bar, if it's like pretty pristine and it's got with certificate, we might keep the certificate with it, and then we might on-sell it to someone and say, here's the certificate too. But if it's just an old bar, excuse me, it's kind of looking manky, a bit scuffed and scratched, we'll take it back and go, thanks, there's your money. We'll take it out and just chuck the certificate out. Doesn't matter. So that's bullion dealers, okay? However, if you're selling into the private market, well, then you're just dealing with people's personal preference, okay? Might there be an advantage of you selling in the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum, for example, and you say, I've got a whole bunch of 1 kilo Pamp Swiss cast bars in the monster box with the matching certificates. Okay, so might someone in the private market be willing to pay more for those, or are they willing to buy your lot of silver versus someone else's lot of silver? Maybe not paying more, but paying something, but they'll choose yours first because you've got the certificates. Yeah, maybe. But for me personally, I don't worry about buying anything with certificates. As long as it's got the stamp of weight and purity, you're welcome to, when you go into a bullion dealer, here's a great one. If you walk into a bullion dealer and you say, hey, I want to buy this, and they hand it over and all that, and you say, can we just test it first? Is that okay? If they go, oh, what do you need to test it for? It's pure gold, mate. Like, what's the point? Run and go to someone else, because any bullion dealer worth their salt goes, yeah, man, here's an XRF machine. Here's our Sigma machine. Yes, here's how it works. Here's how you figure it out. They will help you. They will test it in front of you. Okay. Do they? Not all of them. Most don't. And it doesn't matter whether they are, whether you have them or not. Doesn't matter at all. Certificates, again, unless you're selling into the private market. So, yeah. But you'll pay more generally. Generally, you'll pay more for precious metals with certificates, just because it's an added extra, and they tack on the price onto the premium, the wholesale cost, and then the bullion dealer has to, reflect that in the premium. Matt Power says, platinum or silver this year? What do you think will do best? Oh, that's a great question. I made a video last year, entitled "Silver is King," and that was, I believed, and this could all change. I still believe that out of all the three metals, now this is a little bit controversial, silver is king over the longer term. Now, maybe not this year, okay? So maybe this is not answering your question, but silver is king. Platinum might be queen and gold might be third, okay? If we're talking the Olympics, gold, silver thing, but silver first, platinum second maybe. I think platinum's highly undervalued. But probably between silver or platinum this year, probably silver. Although that's just a shot in the dark. If you take a look, as we did, we took a look at platinum. It's very undervalued towards gold and silver at the moment. But gold will go first, silver will follow, and then platinum will probably do a catch up eventually. So yeah, out of the two, I'd say 70% sure it'd be silver better than platinum this year. Yeah, this is good. Loving seeing the new names in the chat. Yes, so what I noticed just recently, I'm a part of the Savvy Investor Forum. It's a Facebook forum, free to join. I think you have to answer a few questions and all. That's a little bit gated, I believe it is. But I have been posting on there every now and then. But also, I've been seeing a real uptick in newbie questions about gold and silver, like simple things like, ID requirements and all that kind of stuff when buying bullion. So I've just recently been responding to them with a video message saying, hey, blah, 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 here's an answer to your question as a former, bullion dealer employee. And it's very interesting. Okay, so that's why I want to do the Ask Me Anything today, because there's a bit of an uptick. Okay, there's a little bit more. You got to notice what's happening out there in the world. Are more people asking more questions? It seems to be happening. And you can see that obviously, in the reflection of the price and all that. Question. Oh, this is from Jason Ashworth, long-time subscriber. Question, why does silver milk spot much, but you don't see it on gold? Milk spotting, from my memory, and there'll be more experts on this, but it's to do with the finishing, okay? Particularly on silver coins and silver bars. So the way you finish gold and the finishing process, like the liquids and the this and that, is different for silver than it is for gold. And that's why you see milk spotting, particularly on certain brands of silver coins and silver bars, particularly silver coins. So as you know, one of the famous ones is the Canadian silver maple leaf coin. And this was pre-2020. It's the ones before called the mint shield technology. So I don't have one on my... I don't have a maple, but I have a... Okay, here you go. That's literally the only silver coin on my desk is a Royal Canadian Mint. Now this one's actually, it's been in a capsule, so it's actually pretty good. Right there, that's a Royal Canadian Mint Bird of Prey, one of those special series ones. This is from 2014. Okay, you can see a bit of milk spotting on there. Now, this was I'm going to take it out of its capsule because I really don't care. This is pre-2000. This is pre the mint shield technology. Okay, so it will milk spot, and it's to do with there you go, milk spotting right there. It is to do with the type of finishing, the wash they have to do after it's minted. They run it through like a wash and a finish, and it's the type that they use now. After, I think it was from about 2019 or 2020 onwards, it's not on that side, but you can see very clearly on that side the milk spotting right there. I don't care if my hands touch the coin, doesn't bother me. Bullion is bullion. But then they introduced something called mint shield technology, and then you don't see it very much at all, if at all, on Canadian silver bullion products. Okay. So that's the question. And to answer the obvious question to that would be, does it matter? No. Again, just like the certificate question, does it matter if my things have milk spots? No. And I've said this to a million customers. If you bring in a pre-mint shield Royal Canadian maple leaf that's from 2014 and I look at it, if I was in a bullion dealer and I look at it and there's no milk spotting, I'd be like, that's a bit sus. I'm going to test that. Like you test everything anyway, but like that could be fake, right? Because it actually has milk spotting, I go, oh, it's because of the finish process. It must be real. You still test it anyway. But yeah, so it's the same thing though. We don't care. Bullion dealers don't care whether you've got old, manky, toned, milk spotted, you can hardly even see the queen on the back, whatever, right? We don't care. We'll buy it back. It's all about the metal content. Again, though, well, then you're dealing with aesthetics and you're dealing with people's personal preference in the private market. So, yeah, you might want to avoid milk spotting. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. GMS Joe and the gang. Sino's Fishing Adventure says, I've been stacking silver for a while. Good on you. But if it's a long-term investment, is there any need to watch the market? Nah. Is there ever a wrong time to buy silver if you're not planning on selling? Nope. Correct. Yeah. Don't need to watch the market. If you're just buying for the long term, if you're buying for, if you're dollar cost averaging, buying once a month, once every paycheck, whatever, if you are buying for your children's investment, does it really matter? No. I mean, I would never say never look at the market. You kind of want to keep on top of it a little bit. I mean, market goes up, market goes down. You've got to look at sentiment. Is every man and his dog trying to really talk about? Do I have 1,000 people watching the show and asking a bunch of questions right now? Here's a good indicator. When you see people, my show will get bigger and bigger, that's also a sign as well, because there's more interest, so more people are subscribing. Okay, so watch my subscriber count. Also watch how many people jump on the live chat and ask the newbie questions as well. That means there's a lot of new interest in. Okay, you've really got to keep on top of that. You got to watch the market a little bit. What if it goes to $100? What if it's really peaky? What if, for example, I won't show you the chart, but what if it goes up and then, I talk about, hey, or someone else, ASX trader, might be talking about something like, oh, we're quite overvalued at the moment. We're getting towards a real big peak, really overvalued on the relative strength index or the OBV or the this or the that, right? You got to keep a little bit of an eye out, okay? Because you don't want to lose all your money. But again, for you do you. If you never plan on selling, why does it really matter? Yeah, true. But, you may want to swap some of your silver at some point for, I don't know, a house, a car, or this or that. You want to keep an eye on ratios and things as well. But hey, man, you do you. Could do no. Do a gold giveaway at $3,000. No. Because I've only got one little piece of gold and I'm keeping it. Platinum, says Niels Hahn Dynasty. Platinum will start going up soon. Yes, quite possibly. Oh, osmium is back, baby. Got to learn more. Can you buy osmium anywhere? Yes, you can. From Arc Silver and Osmium has it. Yes, correct. Holy crap, at osmium price. Oh, really? Really? Has the osmium price gone up? Give me one. Oh, I think you just mean in general. Osmium, give me a sec. Osmium price chart. Osmium coin gecko. No, that's a crypto. Osmium price and market. 15 something hundred euro. What are we at? Let's see. Daily osmium price at around about $1,600 US per gram for osmium. And it's been a bit of an uptick for osmium. Sorry, I'm not sharing the screen there. My apologies. Let's go back to the questions. Great to see people interested in precious metals. Lances, what's your number one tip for all stackers? What is your number one tip for all stackers? Maximize number of ounces? ? Or go after a certain bullion coin. Maximize your number of ounces. Is it? The more ounces in your pocket, the better. Okay. Now, when I say in your pocket, do I mean the physical you holding it 100%, walk around with it all day, you go to work, it's all in your pocket, you bring a cart with you everywhere you go? No. The form in which you hold your precious metals can differ, right? You can hold it on your premises. I don't, because I work in this industry and I'm too exposed to people knowing who I am. I park mine in third-party facilities. I have the little flotsam and jetsam. I have your little, show and tell stuff. But my core stack is not in my house, not buried in the backyard. It's in third-party storage. Or you can take advantage of unallocated gold programs as well, one which I'll tell you about just soon. So maximize your number of ounces is the best way to go. Don't go after a certain bullion or coin. I don't think it really matters in the end, but there's interesting that you can find the best of both worlds, and I think it depends on the country in which you live in as well. I've given this analogy before. You want to try and cover all bases. So here's the number one tip for all stackers. Depending on the country that you're in, you want to maximize for the country that you're in. And what I mean by this is maybe having a combination of just your bare basic bones, silver bars, generic stuff. Get the buybacks. Don't have to buy brand new or anything like that. You want to get your core stack. Then maybe consider, wherever you live in the world, buying your country's bullion, if your country has one. So if you live in Canada, buy a bunch of the Royal Canadian Mint branded stuff. If you live in Australia, buy a bunch of probably the Perth Mint branded stuff. Okay, why? Because when the time comes where every man and his dog is trying to buy precious metals. You're going to see, and I've said this a million times before and to a million customers, you're going to see the television shows or the podcasts or the whatever, particularly the current affair programs on mainstream television, say gold and silver is the next best investment. Why you should be invested in gold. Here we are at the Perth Mint. The Perth Mint is Western Australia's largest. They'll be doing, pieces over on the Perth Mint, standing out the front of the gates. The thing, gold has gone through. Gold hit 10,000 Australian dollars an ounce, and the Perth Mint is Australia's largest. Blah blah blah. So if every man and his dog is hearing, gold's a thing now, we all know it way before they do, and they go, I'm seeing lots of talk about the Perth Mint. If you're selling into the private market, they might trust some Perth Mint products first before they trust that random generic bar that you bought. Okay, not saying to buy all Perth Mint, or if you live in Canada, don't buy all Royal Canadian Mint. If you live in the UK, don't buy all Royal Mint, stuff, but have a smattering of stuff in your own country. I think that's a good idea because you want to spread your opportunities for exit as much as possible. Cool. But yeah, up your ounces as much as possible. Rhyme time, UK. Hi all, good to see you. Oh, Rhyme time, UK. Good to see you, bro. Terrible, awful accent. I apologize. Rhyme time says, I have 20. Whoa! Shoot. I have 29 ounces of palladium. I'm thinking I need to get out and buy silver instead. Any thoughts? Yeah, okay. Already in silver, gold, and platinum, but palladium is not doing so well. Okay. Interesting. Good advice. In the UK, they charge 20% sales tax VAT. Yes, in the US, they charge none. By the way, I'm going to give you a quick little tip. If you ever want to travel from Australia to the UK, I'll give you a quick little tip. Remind me on that. Or if you want to travel from the UK to Australia, I'll give you a quick tip. But I'll come to that. It's coming in just a second. So palladium. Let me look quickly at palladium. Why not? I may not even get time for crypto today. I will still do crypto. Okay. Let me quickly share the screen. We'll go back to palladium. I didn't check palladium, and I normally don't. Okay, here's the palladium chart. No, look, it's still within my arc. It's still within the little arc here. Let's see. So palladium on the weekly time frame, US dollars, $980. Yeah, it's been higher. I don't know what your average cost was, what your average buy-in cost is. You might be down, but this is still forming what it looks like to be at the moment a bit of a bottom. Okay, on the weekly time frame, on the relative strength index, yeah, you have gone a little bit peaky there, but you've got room to move on the monthly. Yeah, look at the monthly. Okay, you've been extremely undervalued or in the lower end of the oversold range. Potential move to go further, and it looks like it's forming some kind of bottom here. Now, having said that, no one knows. You could certainly see just eventually this. That seems more unlikely at this stage. I would say more likely, more than a 50% chance, not financial advice, all that kind of shit stuff, right? But more likely, you found a bottom here, then you found almost a double bottom right here. It looks like it's just forming a base for potentially at least back up to maybe $1,400 US, $1,475 US. That would be my getting excited zone for for palladium. You start closing above 1,475, then that's, okay, cool. And the final hurdle, just so you know, a final hurdle for new all-time highs in palladium. I'm not saying it's going there. I'm just saying watch out for. That's about 2,200. Okay, we're at 980. Okay, we're at a pretty low. Okay, on the. Now platinum is it's still about parity with palladium. Okay, I wouldn't discount palladium just yet. Okay, if you've got gold and you've got silver and you've got platinum, hey, you can swap some of your palladium for silver if you want. I don't have a palladium to silver ratio, but you can tell that palladium silver ratio would be going right down at the moment because palladium's just kind of just trading in a range and silver's having a bit more of a better move. I'd probably just keep the palladium because you never know. Okay, you're diversifying. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's just me. On that, let's see. So good advice they already charge 20% sales tax. Yeah, VAT. In the US, they charge none. Correct. That's for silver in particular. Here's a quick little tip. And I don't know, it doesn't work. It doesn't work perfectly, but it can work if you have enough money. And I know someone who's done this a couple of times at least. If you're traveling, let me set it up. In the UK, you have, yes, a 20%, we'll call it a goods and services tax. You have a 20% tax on silver. In Australia, you have a 10% tax on gold. Okay, so what some smart people, and I literally know these people who have done it, is they want to go visit family or whatever, go for a holiday in Europe, and they're going through the UK, they're going through Heathrow first or whatever. So they buy gold in Australia, which comes with GST attached. So by the way, it's not all gold has 10% GST. Bullion doesn't. It's tax free. No, it's GST free, goods and services tax free. But gold sovereigns, anything that is less than bullion grade, has 10% goods and services tax. But of course, when you leave the country, you can claim the 10% GST. So what some people do is they buy a whole bunch, and I'm talking, got to have a bit of cash, right? You're talking 10,000, 20,000. It's not for just your average Joe, okay? Like me, you got to have a bit of cash. You go to a bullion dealer, you buy gold sovereigns, okay? You take them with you, and you're allowed to take gold out of the country. You go to the GST claiming people, and then you claim your 10% back. Okay, now you've got your gold, you travel it with you, you go to the UK. When you get to the UK, you go to a bullion dealer, and you sell those gold sovereigns straight back, okay? And you swap them. You can either do it on the day, or you can do it another day if you're watching the prices. Go have your holiday, but before you leave the UK, buy a whole bunch of silver from the UK, okay, roughly the same amount worth. If you can work that out with the carry-on luggage, there might be some stuff with that, but then you can claim the 20% VAT back, and you get all this cash. And some people have been able to successfully pay for their plane tickets doing that kind of thing. So do a little bit of a deeper dive on that, but that's something. There's a little bit of an arbitrage there, a tax arbitrage on gold and silver between the UK and Australia. Let's see. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. No problem. I think that's it for the questions. Okay. There'll be more questions coming. There'll be more. Wow, that's awesome info. No problem. And I don't know if it works exactly like that. I might get someone in. I might get a good friend on the show to talk about that specifically. I might talk about. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get him on to talk about gold and silver arbitrage. Yeah, I'll do that. Good idea. Let's see. I will talk about Bitcoin and crypto, and then I'll go back and answer any further questions about the Ask Me Anything about gold and silver thing. Yeah, cool. But of course, if you live in Australia and you don't buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, you have sorry, I shouldn't say that. Let me start that again. You have rocks in your head, okay? The greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia right now. How do I know? Can you trust? Here's the question. Now, let me be very, very clear. Do I have a financial incentive to tell you that they're the best bullion dealer in Australia? Yes, because they are a brand sponsor. They sponsor me every month to talk about them and to sponsor them on the show. Yes. However, I met Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange before before he launched the business. I had a chat with him about, you're launching a new business. What are you going to do? Are you going to do this? Yep. Are you going to do that? Yep. Are you going to do this? Yep. Hang on. What about this that no one's ever done before? Yeah, I'm going to do that too. Okay. And that's why I just said, hey man, I want to be in your zone and be, partnered with, and then we've worked out a deal, right? So yes, I have a financial incentive. But they are the best bullion dealer in all of Australia right now. Why? They have a price match guarantee. Find any of their products for cheaper on another competitor's site of major bullion dealers, not your mum and pup stores and your Facebook groups and all that. Of any major bullion dealer, they will match the price. There's no other bullion dealer that gives you a price match promise. Terms and conditions apply. They're also, there you go right there, best prices, price match promise, right? They're also the only bullion dealer that gives you free shipping when you buy over any kind of amount. No other bullion dealer, you could spend $10,000 at a bullion dealer, on their website and get it shipped, and you still have to pay shipping. It's like, I just spent 10 grand. You can't give me free shipping. Perth Bullion Exchange give you free shipping when you buy 20 or more items of any mix and match. 2 of this, 1 of that, 3 of that. As long as you have 20 or more total items in your order, it's instant free shipping Australia-wide. Come on. They also buy back at spot price. There's only one other bullion dealer in Australia that buys back at spot price. All the others buy back at a percentage lower. Come on. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and a great range and a great set of prices. They're the best, bro. Perthbullion.com.au. And speaking of the best, the most convenient way to buy gold at the best price for convenience. So we're talking about a price to convenience ratio here. Really, you got to look at Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. It's an unallocated gold program. It's an amazing phone app. You download it for Android or iPhone, and you're buying gold at spot plus 1% only, no matter whether you're buying $1 million of gold or $10 of gold. That's the minimum. You can buy $10 of gold at Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. Now, I know it's not .com.au, but they're actually an Australian-owned, Australian-operated, Australian-regulated, most important, business, okay? And you're buying real physical gold. It's just they're holding it in storage for you, okay? It's backed 1-to-1 with real physical metal, okay? 100% gold backed, okay? They don't deal in paper contracts and all that stupid stuff that some other places do, okay? They really believe in the physical. You own it. It's under your name. You just don't get to hold it in your hands, okay? But there's no storage fees, okay? It's LBMA registered gold. All that on the up and up. All I ask you to do, and I won't bore you with it anymore, is go to wealthstack.com, go down to the bottom left-hand corner of the page, click on the frequently asked questions page, and read all that, and you'll be highly impressed, okay? Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. Quickly, we're going to go through Bitcoin and crypto. Gee, we had a little bit of an interesting move. A little bit of a fake out. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars, 95,778. Okay, we had a little bit of a fake out, didn't we? We all got a little bit excited. It doesn't mean we're not out of the woods. We're still in no man's land. We have not confirmed continuing bull run. Many people say, look, it's just the cycle. This is where we are. It's going to happen. Sure, could be right. I don't take anything for granted. Okay, I need to see it do one of two things. I am out completely, almost completely of Bitcoin again. Of crypto. I've been in crypto since 2013, so I've got a smattering of probably 1,000 different cryptos since 2013. But I have a little bit. But I'm basically all out. I'm all parked in US dollars at the moment. I'm waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the time where it does one of two things. Whether it confirms, got to close above 101,000. But we just had this move here, which caught a couple of people out. But we failed to close above the 98,750 level. That's the 0.5 Fibonacci from this high and this low right there. Failed to do it. Oftentimes from a failed move is a fast move in the opposite direction, and we saw the fake out overnight. Ooh, remember what we've been talking about? Okay, very quickly, we had this little thing. I'll talk about it yesterday or the day before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the day before yesterday, 8. So it was 8 days in a row, and we're talking about this level here of 96,500. It's the 0.382 Fibonacci from this high and this low. Now, is Fibonacci the perfect tool? Probably not. Does ASX Trader, who I'll be speaking to tomorrow, like Fibonacci? Don't know. We'll find out. But I do find it to be somewhat predictive. And you can see very clearly it was just playing with it, and always closed above 96,500 roughly. Yes, a couple of days ago, we were down here and we had about 40 minutes to go until the close of the day. And I said, gee, we might not close the day above 96,500, above that Fibonacci level. And in that last 40 minutes, we went, whoop, and it saved the day. Then the following day, beautiful move, failed move, fast move to the downside. I'm going to give you an almost guarantee now on a 1 hour time frame. Oh, look, in the next 40 minutes, you could crack up and start closing above there. So I'll never say never. It's looking more unlikely. Never know. You can do it in the next 40 minutes. So I might be eating my words, but this could be the day that we close in the first time for a long time below a daily level below 96,500. That wouldn't be setting it up for that's not good. That's not great. Okay, it doesn't mean we tank from here. It doesn't, we could just have a fake out and go higher. But it'll be interesting to see if we do close it for the first day. how that reacts. Okay, when the new day opens in 39 minutes, if we're below here, it'll be interesting to see how the general Bitcoin whales and all that react to that. Okay, but yeah, I'm not doing anything until we confirm one of two things. We either start cracking back above at least 101,000. It's got to close a week above 101,000 to give any kind of confidence. I feel like a broken record at the moment, but it just is what it is, right? Close above there. Great. We'll talk turkey. Okay, my final hurdle to say new all-time highs in Bitcoin coming imminently is at $104,000, $105,000. We're not there yet. We're also not below this uptrend line right here, which goes back to the previous peaks of the 2021 bull market in Bitcoin. Okay, we're not above there. We're not below there. Okay, so we're just, up and down, up and down. Start doing that, I'll start getting more concerned. You start breaking there, yeah, then we're talking more like you potentially, break coming out down here. Where if we start coming down here, I'll be looking at what gold and silver are doing, and I might be just getting straight back into gold and silver because this could be, this could be it for Bitcoin. You never know. Nothing is confirmed either way. Cool. If you take a look on the weekly time frame on the relative strength index, we are, as you know, I've been saying for a long time, we went into extremely overbought already on the weekly time frame, and we're currently trending down. What we also notice is the current bearish divergence, which is where you find a couple of peaks. There's your peak. There's your peak right there. I know this is looking a little bit, if you're watching this on a small screen, my apologies. You can see that higher high, right, on the weekly, but that was a lower low on the relative strength index, which is a bearish signal, and then we saw that move down. Okay, so currently moving down. Okay, nothing is confirmed whatsoever. Got to close at least above those levels. That's why I'm basically all out at the moment, basically. So that is Bitcoin. Altcoins. Now this is interesting. What did I say yesterday? I'd like to show you. Doesn't mean anything, right? I'll just show you a couple of things. So let me get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that for the moment. I said, watch out for $280 billion as a potential resistance level. Literally, I said that yesterday. So here's the daily time frame on others. Now, sorry, others is the altcoin market minus the top 10. So all crypto minus the top 10. So it's basically a measure of the altcoin market. We were starting to creep up, and amazing people such as ASX Trader was saying, hey, watch out for a potential move up to about $300 billion US. I said, yeah, okay, well, I absolutely, you never trust someone 100%, but I went, look, if ASX Trader says it, yeah, I could, probably going to happen. I did say though, watch out for a potential resistance level at 280 billion. Why 280 billion? Because it is a very key Fibonacci level from the old highs of the previous altcoin peak. So I just literally get the Fibonacci tool right here. I find the old high and I find the old low, and I pop that in right there. Is this a predictive tool? Maybe not necessarily, but I just said watch out for that 280 billion. Might be an area of resistance to watch out for. So far, it has spiked pretty much exactly to it, and looks like we might be potentially closing the day in the red. We've got another 26 minutes until the close of the day. Hey, in the next half an hour, you could close up in here. That would actually be quite positive. What you would want to see for this little relief rally in altcoins to continue is a quick move in the next, again, 35 minutes up to about here, preferably closing around at your $275 billion mark. That might be a nice setup to break through 280 and then onto that 300 billion that ASX Trader is talking about. If we close around here, not as confirmed, okay, then you might be talking that could be, potentially, ticking over, something like that. ASX Trader could be completely still right, and I would actually bet on ASX Trader. But I just found it interesting that we spiked to that 280 billion, which is right at that Fibonacci line. So yeah, again, I am almost all out of crypto. Just this morning, however, I will quickly let you know, I got in, then I got out again of Pengu. This is Pengu, Pudgy Penguins NFT series, did an airdrop token. It's this one. I got in, then I got out, then I got back in slightly this morning. I think I might be up in my position, but only slightly. So I'm just watching it and I might just get back out. Okay. It's just looking very indeterminate at this stage. So that is the altcoin market. I will not do any other altcoin stuff. No point talking about XRP or TOSHI or anything like at the moment. Let me have a quick look at the prices. Ooh. Give me one sec. Dex Screener. 1 second. Let's look at a quick little, I'll quickly look at Tosh. Bear with me and get your final questions in for me. Ask me anything about gold and silver stacking. Or you can ask me about crypto if you want, but yeah, daily time frame. Here's a quick little daily look at TOSHI. On the daily time frame, 0.00062, so still in the downtrend, and it has gone back into the best buy zone, or it's nearly back in the best buy zone for me, which was that 0.666 to 0.444. Not a lot to say. We are just heading down, and that has been my bias. So around about there to there is my best buy zone currently. I don't know why Dex Screener keeps deleting all my stuff, but it does. So yeah, very likely heading into the belly of the best buy zone. And that's all I really have to say. The relative strength index is still trending down for TOSHI. So if everything else is going down, I'd say TOSHI is probably likely to go down. Where is TOSHI's bottom? I don't know. No idea. But yeah, best buy zone. Yeah, that 0.0006 to 0.0004. Am I telling you to back up the truck at 0.0004? No, could go way low. I'm just saying the best risk to reward, because you've got a previous highs right here at that 0.0004. It might match up, but don't listen to me. You really want to be looking at the relative strength index. Mainly, are we into extremely undervalued, for example? Here on the 4 hour, you're getting back into extremely undervalued on the 4 hour time frame, but you can spend a lot of time in here. You really want to be looking at the daily time frame. Could we get into extremely undervalued or extremely oversold on the daily for TOSHI? Yes, and that could take it, way lower than that 0.0004. So there, not looking great for TOSHI at the moment, but that's just all crypto at the moment. So it's nothing pertaining to TOSHI unto itself. It's a great meme coin. It's the best meme coin on Base Chain. Base Chain owned by Coinbase. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong's cat's name is TOSHI, hence the meme. It's been listed on Coinbase. Okay, so if it's listed on Coinbase and if crypto goes through a massive run again, every man and his dog is getting back into crypto. The newbies and the normies will be probably using big platforms like Coinbase. They'll see TOSHI as a meme coin. It'll probably do quite well. TOSHI will probably do quite well in a resurgence of a crypto bull run this year, if it indeed occurs. So this is one you really want to keep in the back of your mind and possibly back up the truck at some point, whatever that point for you is, remains to be seen. There you go. That's for the TOSHI fam. Let's go back to some comments and then we shall get out of here. Let me just check one thing while I'm not sharing the screen. Oh yeah, I'm still up in that. Okay, I'll watch that. So my Pengu is still doing all right. I'm in the green. So final comments and we shall get out of here. Thanks, Joe. Have a great day, everyone. Gotta run. Yeah, I think that's about it. No other questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go. You have been watching Good Morning Stackers for the 12th of February, Wednesday, the 12th of February, 2025. Coming tomorrow, as I did mention, I will share the screen one more time. Coming tomorrow, my live chat with ASX trader, a TA Titan, a TA Absolute Pro, okay? Has his own school called Mastering the Markets, and that's people can do like the full-time course there, which I'm actually thinking of doing next year. The new cohort's just started. And it's amazing. His great channel, about 30,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers, something like that. Way more than me. And we're doing a collab tomorrow where he will be joining us talking about gold, silver, Bitcoin, crypto. We'll look at a bunch of different charts. You can ask all your questions of ASX Trader as well on the show. Make sure. So that live link is already there. If you go to my YouTube channel right now, that live link is already, so the stream is already ready to go. You can just bookmark that or just have it up on your tabs. And join us tomorrow at 9:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. That will be on YouTube and on X. You won't be able to take part in the chat if you're watching on X, but if you watch on YouTube, you can take part in the wonderful chat. Yeah. Finally, people, there are a bunch of people still watching. Of course, what we do is we do the final synchronized slurp and we dance it out because this has been
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
So dagging.
Podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the
Let's
groove.
do the
Synchronized
3,
slurp.
2,
Now
1.
we're on
Slurp
the
it.
move.
Good talk. Good talk. Thanks for watching, people. Thanks to the newbies for popping on. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I will see you tomorrow with ASX Trader. Bye.